My name is Stacie, and my nose has been smashed and bashed. I've had 4 accidents and 14 surgeries. I grew up in Oak Park, Michigan. It was a nice life. Then when I was 10 years old, I was hit in the face with a basketball. I saw stars and my nose was swollen and bleeding and sideways. But the ER doctor said that I would just have to bear with it until I was old enough to actually have it surgically repaired. After getting hit with the basketball, I thought I was so ugly, and that is what started these crazy surgeries. When I was 15 years old, my mother and I met with a surgeon. We learned that he did sex change operations, and we figured that if he could change a man into a woman, he could do a decent nose. We didn't know. After my first surgery, my nose looked exactly the same as it did before. My mother and I went back to the surgeon. I had 2 more revisions, but I was still uncomfortable with the way I looked. I wanted to have a nose that I liked. It was vanity. When I was 19 years old, I saw another doctor. There were about 3 more revisions. When I was around 23 years old, I saw another doctor. There were about 3 more revisions. After the 9th surgery, there was finally some improvement. When I was 32, I was in another accident. I was catching a little boy as he was sliding down a slide. He hit me in the nose with his forehead. It was bleeding and it was crooked, and I knew I needed another surgery. And I had 4 more revisions. My nose looked better than I had remembered it ever looking. Then I am unlucky because in 2015, I was in a car accident and I hit my face on the steering wheel. My nose was broken. I am just a really unlucky person.
Stace?
Rach, hi, how are you?
Who's this?
This is JJ.
Oh, she's
She's
beautiful.
a good girl. My life now is really wonderful. I have a loving husband, beautiful, healthy children, and I work with people with disabilities and teach them how to ride horses.
What's going on,
I have so many
sister?
things to tell you. So after the accident, this part of my nose seems like it's collapsed. I went to see a doctor. He walked in the room, Rach, and said to me, "You look like an avatar. You know those blue monsters?"
Oh my God.
It really hurt my feelings, but it also made me think, wow, do I look a lot worse than I realized? I think having a surgery with Dr. Nassif is my last shot at having a good-looking nose. I want to see Dr. Nassif and Dr. Dubrow, hoping they can make me not look like an avatar.
I've known Stacie for over 35 years, but her nose has always bothered her. She doesn't want that to be the thing that people notice when she walks in a room.
I hope and pray that this is the end of this black cloud.
I'm excited, I'm really excited.
What do we have? We have to judge this patient. This lovely lady's name is Stacie. So it looks from there, it looks a little wide.
Yeah. Whoa. You know, she looks like a boxer. She looks like she's been in multiple fights.
I think we need a lot of history, and we need a darn good physical exam. Can you please send in Stacie?
Hey.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Nassif.
I'm very excited to meet with the doctors. I want Dr. Nassif to say, I can help you with everything 100%. I am asking for a miracle.
I think what we really need is a very detailed story from you of exactly how you ended up here.
When I was 10, I got nailed in the face with a basketball and my nose broke. When I was 15, I had the surgery and looked exactly the same. When I was 16, we did the second one. When I was 18, I did the third with him.
Same doctor?
Same doctor. It maybe looked a teeny bit smaller, but it never felt right. So I went to see the same doctor who did her, and he did surgery, and there were a couple revisions involved there also. And then when I was 24, I went with a friend to see another doctor. He did a surgery, a couple more revisions.
So what number are we at now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And how old are you, 25?
25, yeah.
I've never heard of a patient having 9 rhinoplasties in the span of 9 years. But what's even more concerning is that none of those plastic surgeons told her to stop having plastic surgery.
Then I was pregnant with my second daughter and catching a little boy on a slide, and he came down that slide fast, and that forehead,
Here again.
it was crooked and bleeding daily, so I had to get it fixed.
So this is surgery number 10.
Surgery number 10 and 4 revisions. So I was glad that was done. And I was like, okay, I'm done now. Here's my nose. And then I was just almost turning 40, and I was going straight through a green light, and a girl turned in front of me, and I smashed into her, and my airbag didn't go off, and my seatbelt didn't lock.
And you hit your nose?
This side hit the steering wheel. It was a mess.
So 4 surgeons did 14 nasal surgeries on you, and you're hoping that the 15th surgery
Is the winner.
I think you win
the record for the most nasal surgeries we've heard.
It's embarrassing. It's not something I'm proud of. I feel like when somebody doesn't really know me, they might judge me on that instead of who I really am.
I have to tell you, I'm scared. There's a lot of red flags, and I'm scared.
I've never seen him scared.
Then I'm scared too.
Let's go straight to the exam room. Does that hurt right there?
I can't say hurt, but it feels sensitive.
I mean, your tip really isn't that big. It's collapsed and pinched, but there's just no cartilage. When I examine a nose with my hands, I want to feel every little irregularity. I want to check the nasal bones, the tip, the skin. I want to feel how thick it is, how much scar tissue is there. I got to do many, many things which is tactile with my hands. I want to add an implant of your own tissue to the nasal bridge right here, give you a little bit more of a narrow appearance. So your tip has absolutely no support. Most of that cartilage has been removed. You already have a wide nose. So I'm gonna have to use cartilage to open up your nostrils, but at the same point, I gotta try to make this part here a little bit smaller.
That would be good.
The other thing, there's a chance that your skin of your nose could turn black and die on your 15th surgery.
But then what do you do if that happens?
We would have to take the forehead, swing it down, and reconstruct your whole tip. And that's about 4 to 5 surgeries more.
Oh my goodness.
If that happened. I'm not trying to scare Stacie, but the truth is, the more surgeries you do, there are higher risks. And it may scare some patients away, but we rather tell every patient, this is what could happen to you. Then if they decide to go through with it, we could actually proceed through it.
One thing that's important to understand is that this is a full trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. The only difference is Humpty Dumpty is your surgeon.
That was like another horrible insult this year.
I wish there was a prettier way to say it, but it is a Humpty Dumpty nose, so it's okay. I've been called much worse. I'd pick Humpty Dumpty over an avatar. I've spent almost all of my life not liking the way I looked physically. I would love to have this next half of my life have a nose I like, and I feel confident that you can help me.
Despite the risks, you want to go through with this.
I do. I don't want to look like a blue monster. I want to go for it. I guess I'm a gambler now.
Great meeting you guys.
Thank you.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I know you had some concerns. So do you want to go over a few things first?
I'd like to.
You have no support in the middle part of your nose, so we're going to have these things called spreader grafts. We're going to do that with the hope of opening up your airway. However, it makes it wider. To counterbalance that width, we're going to put something called a septal extension graft to set your tip projection and make your tip smaller.
I already like my profile. I want the front.
No. You're not going to get a small front and a small profile. It's just not going to happen. You cannot have your cake and eat it.
I want that. I want my cake and eat it.
This is your 15th surgery. There's no sweetness with this, so we got to pick one or the other.
So I prefer the more drastic change in my front and sacrifice my profile.
All right. For Stacie's surgery, we'll begin by harvesting rib and fascia. We will then open up her nose and straighten the septum before fracturing her nasal bones and adding a PDS plate and spreader grafts. Next, we will reconstruct her tip. Finally, we will use a diced cartilage fascia graft to build up her dorsum, hopefully giving Stacie a nose that is structurally stable. After having 15 rhinoplasties, every doctor was kept taking stuff away. This is why I had to add every cartilage graft that I know. I hope this is going to be Stacie's 15th and final surgery. We just have to see. Who knows?
Hi.
Good morning, young Stacie.
Nice to see you.
You know Dr. Irvine.
Hi, Dr. Irvine.
Nice to see you.
So, how you doing?
Great. A week after surgery, I feel really good. I'm hoping Dr. Nassif will tell me that my surgery was beyond successful and that I am doing a great job in healing.
All right, let's work on your cast. Now, this is going to be, for me, the moment of truth also here. So you remember how wide your nose was?
I remember. Time. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And it's swollen.
I can't believe it's me. I have not liked the way my face looks since I was 10 years old. I'm gonna cry again. And 35 years is a long time to live looking in the mirror and not liking your face.
We're not out of the woods yet. We have some little issues going on.
Okay.
At the end of surgery, you were getting a little purple and discolored right around the incision line because that's the area where the blood supply is going to be the worst. So that skin right there did necrose a little bit. So now what we need to do is take care of this. So how are you going to do that? I want to get you to hyperbaric oxygen today. Hyperbaric medicine is something that is used in all types of treatments. I mean, we all know it, like you see in the movies, for treating the bends, especially someone's a scuba diver and they get in that hyperbaric oxygen chamber. That's number one. But two, we use it for any type of chronic infection, where to increase blood flow.
We only have 7% oxygen that's perfused in the body that allows us to sustain life. In here, you're going to get 10 times that, which will speed up the healing process.
After every surgery I've had, I went in the chamber. There's no better treatment than having 100% oxygen-filled red blood cells delivered to the injury. The red blood cells with the oxygenation are what help you heal. Got it?
Awesome. Yes, awesome.
You ready for this?
I am ready for this. I'm being locked into a coffin-like chamber. I am excited and nervous.
Okay, well, have fun.
Thank you, Dr. Nassif. I hope it helps.
I'm sure it's going to help.
I feel very free today. This is the first time I've felt this way in a very long time. From 10 years old, when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw.
Are you guys so excited to finally see your mom back here?
For sure.
My husband doesn't usually come to watch me ride, so I'm excited to show him my big smile as I ride in on the horse.
Hi, guys. So good.
Fantastic.
So good.
So glad
Oh my
you're riding again.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So amazing.
For the surgery, I was told by a doctor that I look like an avatar. I've had 4 accidents and 14 surgeries. But now, thanks to Dr. Nassif, my nose is not only structurally stable, but it looks amazing. Thank you so much. I feel so lucky to have a husband like you and children and friends. I feel so blessed.
Such a
Thank you.
blessing. Nobody's ever going to tell Stacie she looks like an avatar again. She is gorgeous. After 30 years, I think she's finally gotten that beautiful natural nose that she's always wanted.
Dr. Nassif really, really went above and beyond anything I could have imagined. I feel more confident. I am very worried about future accidents because I am accident prone, and I realize that I have to be careful now because I don't want to undo what Dr. Nassif did.